Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Spotlight. We have the first duo of the semester.
What?
What? Dude.
Oh my god.
So we have BWR coworker RA Ella Yem, who
Hi.
I've been working with for a while. Ella, why don't you tell us some of the important things about you, or just introduce yourself?
Okay, well, hi, I'm Ella. I'm an RA. I obviously work with Elijah. We're in the same building. And yeah, I've been an RA. This is my second year RAing, and I'm super stoked to be on the podcast. And I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit nervous. I've never been on a podcast before.
That's okay. If you ask anybody who's been on the podcast, they're nervous at the beginning, and then 5 minutes in, they're just like chilling.
Oh, no, yeah.
They're just chilling. And then our other guest, the lovely, loud Tony.
Welcome.
Tony
How's everyone
Lisenko.
going? How's everyone doing tonight? Oh my god. Elijah, before you get into anything, I just want to say I'm so honored to be here. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, man.
Tony, you make me so intrinsically happy. If I said no to you being on the podcast, that would be my bad.
Oh, no,
I hope
no.
everyone smiles as much as I do when they listen to you on
I
this
feel like
episode.
I'm gonna be smiling so much that it's gonna hurt my face, and I'm just gonna be like, like a frown the entire time. You know,
trying to be serious,
Yeah.
trying to just hold it back, trying to hold back all the laughter. But Tony, other than your sparkling personality, why don't you introduce yourself as to why viewers may know you, or what do you do? What are some of the most important things people know about you?
oh, so what's up, everyone? My name is Tony Lisenko. Mamma mia!
Tony.
No, I'm not Italian. A lot of people go as their first impression, are you Italian? But I'm actually not. I'm Ukrainian. I have Ukrainian roots, but I wasn't born there. So I was born here, not here, Chicago. I was born in Chicago suburb. I'm a sophomore this year. Super excited about that because classes are again frustrating already, and it's the third, fourth week.
Yeah.
But anything about me in the dorms? I used to be loud as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me,
Yeah.
Elijah and I know. We know. As RAs, we know.
Yeah, you were the first resident's name that I knew. And beyond that, you were the first resident that I could recognize by voice.
Oh my
so
God.
if that says anything
I would
about
actually
your
have to agree, yeah.
if that says anything about your precedent in our building, then
I think I'm not gonna get into any personality. I think I'm just gonna stick with that. That's all you need to know about me. I'm just loud.
and it's wonderful.
Oh my god.
What I didn't know about Tony, and then specifically your guys' origin story, was that you guys were a part of the DiGiorno fish funeral.
That's
which
right.
I
That's right,
didn't.
Elijah.
Is that how you say DiGiorno? As in the
DiGiorno.
pizza?
DiGiorno, the
Yeah.
pizza.
So, for context, just so you guys know where I'm coming from on this, I had heard about the DiGiorno funeral because one of my friends came up to me and he was like, "Hey, a couple hundred people are going to mourn a dead fish, some guy's dead fish. If you want to go," and it was cold, wasn't it? It was this. I don't know. Just when I had first come here, I knew that there was this big gathering happening for this dead fish.
That's right.
And that was you guys. And I
Yes,
saw
that
pictures because
was.
Ella sent me the Instagram thing, and
yeah.
our police liaison is there on video, and people are wearing suits, and I think I saw someone crying.
Yes.
So walk me through this just wonderful college experience that you guys had.
Oh my god. Okay, so do you want the full story?
Please.
Okay, this is gonna be a long one. So you guys dig in whenever you want.
Yeah.
But I just want to explain the whole thing of it, because I feel like it's so interesting, and it's what really shaped my college experience. I'm not even gonna lie. That's where I felt the most connection with everyone. That's where I met so many people. That's where I was myself. I was talking. I was screaming. I was in my prime at that. Okay, so basically, me and my roommate, Nick Bishop, he's the other co-founder, father figure for this DiGiorno.
Fish.
Other father.
Yeah,
Other
this
father.
DiGiorno fish. And so I'd say it's the second day we moved into the dormitory. And we're just walking around. We're saying hi to everyone in the dorms, knocking on everyone, what's your name kind of thing. And we get to this poster bulletin board next to our RA. And it says the do's and the don'ts of what to do in the dormitory. You know, it's don't crack open the windows, no alcoholic beverages, no delofting the bed, no being loud. I don't even know. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it goes, you can't have any animals except the fish. Except the fish. And me and my roommate look at each other and we're like, do you want to go to PetSmart? Do you want to go to the pet store? I'm like, but we can't have animals. And he's like, but we can have a fish. We can have a fish.
This is gonna become the saddest story. You've already set it up for so much joy and love
Oh my, this is a tale to tell. So anyway, we get on that side ride, and we take another person with us, one of the friends we met. We get to the pet store, and we're looking around like these beta fish, right? And we're like, which one looks colorful? Which one looks boring? Not boring, but looks like fun. Which one will like fit the vibe of our room? And so we come across this like red looking one. He was very bright. He was very bright red. And we're like, pick him up. We pick him up. We see him. We're like, we like this one. And so we asked like this one person, not custodian. What am I saying? Clerk in the pet store. And we're like, can you guys like give us some like tips on what kind of fish tank to get or what kind of like food? Because we need to feed this guy. We purify the water every 2 weeks. We need to know anything. And so she gives us everything, the essentials, food, except the food. And so that'll be important. So we get to the food section, and I'm not even gonna lie, keep it short and sweet. We just picked whatever we found. We just picked whatever we found on the shelf.
In like the fish food section?
In the fish
food
section.
I thought you were saying human food.
No. We go, this one's pretty cheap. Let's get that one. And so we were at this counter, we were at the register purchasing. And the woman asks, like, what's the name of the fish? I don't know why. I don't know if that was, like, you need to, like before you leave the store, you need to give them a name. Yeah. But we're like, we don't have anything. Like, ma'am, I'm sorry. Like, can we still, like, purchase? She's like, yeah, of course. But we gave her a name. We called it DiGiorno. And I don't know where that origin came from. We just kind of said it. Let's call it the DiGiorno, like, fish. Yeah. So that's where that came from. And then, let's see. We get back home. We got the fish tank. We got everything organized. Fast forward, I'd say to like 3 days after everything's good. We're still going to classes. We're playing loud music around the fish. Chief Keef. Yeah, we kept playing Chief Keef around him. I don't know why. That was kind of cool. And then suddenly we get home one evening, and my roommate goes to me, "Our fish kind of like seems boring. Like it's not moving around much." And it's like it happened instantly. I say. Like it wasn't like it's like slowly stops like swimming or anything, but it just stopped like out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And we poke it around a little bit, not with our finger. We just kind of shake the tank, see if it's alive, and it's not moving. It's not moving at all. And we're like, I go to Nicky, I call him Nicky Poo. Look at another nickname. Yeah. I call him Nicky Poo, and I'm like, Nicky Poo, I don't know what we did. It's not moving no more. Like, what do we like? What do we do? Do we return them back to PetSmart? And he's like, I don't know either. So we get a bunch of people from our like level of dormitory. They come in, and we kind of start like paying our respects, I guess, at the end of the day, because he wasn't moving. So we just pronounced him dead. We just pronounced his death right there on the spot.
Do you know the date?
September 5, 6.
Okay,
somewhere there.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. That would be my freshman. Yeah, freshman year. And we get again. We got a boom speaker. We put on Chief Keef, and we're just kind of saying like goodbyes. And then one of our friends, he gets on the Iowa State story. It's like on the Snapchat you can like sign up to be on this Iowa State public story for everyone, for all like the people, freshmen. Mm-hmm. And we just posted a picture of him like just dead. Like in the water, and we go, we're hosting a funeral at the Lake Laverne. Put your suits on, bring your tissues, bring your friends, bring your family, bring some flowers, and come meet us at the spot. We're gonna all pay our respects to him. And that's where it goes crazy. We get so many people screenshotting it, the story. We get so many not like reposts, but people posting back on the story, saying we're funeral ready, we're coming. And so I'd say it's like 8, 9 p.m. at that time. And we show up a little bit late. We made a little casket for him. I think it was like a cardboard box. I'm not even gonna lie. We made a cardboard box, but it was like a condom. I think it was my condom.
Like a condom box?
Like a condom box. Yeah. We cut out like the top of it, and we made that into like a little casket. Yeah. It's sad, but it's funny at the same time. He's just like
he died a king.
He died a king. There we go. We put it out. We made a sign. We made like a cross. It said like R.I.P. DiGiorno. And so anyway, there are hundreds of people at this lake. I kid you not, I go there and there are hundreds of people at this lake and everyone's talking and everyone sees us showing up. And we kind of like, I don't know, like when they carry the casket on the shoulder?
Yeah.
There's like a few people on each side. We kind of do that. We
pallbearers?
kind of do that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And so we get into this like circle. Everyone surrounded us, me and my roommate. And we start playing Chief Keef music. And we have a priest. Show up. Not like a professional one.
Yeah,
It's some
just like-
student with a Bible. A student with a Bible, I believe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
We get the marching band out there. We get the whole marching band out there.
Actually?
Isn't that crazy?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Not like the whole march. I think a few of the members who saw the story,
Yeah.
they're also freshmen. They came with their trumpets, their violins, everything. And let's see who else we had. We had an opera singer. Someone was like, oh. They like,
That was pretty good. That was
there
pretty
you go,
good.
there you go.
Is it you?
I don't know. So anyway, that happens. We pay our respects. My roommate gives a speech. The others sing. People are playing the trombone, and then my roommate Nick, he's like, "Dude, you didn't say anything, and this is your son. This is your other person.
Yeah.
You know, this is your blood." Sort of in a way, you know. And I'm
The
like,
tornado's in my blood.
exactly. And I'm like, I don't have anything prepared. I was just there for support. And I go, okay, like I grabbed the microphone. We had a microphone too, like a boombox, microphone connected to a boombox. And I go, I don't know if you guys know this, but Dory once said, just keep swimming. And that's all I said. And then everyone started It was amazing. It was beautiful.
Wow.
But then initially we wanted to send out the casket into the lake, but then the cops showed up. And they're like, listen, you can't do that. You can't set anything on fire. You just have to, throw it in the trash. And so we end the night. I'm like talking to so many people. I'm like, thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming out here. And my roommate goes back to the dorm. And we're just sitting there with the casket. And they're like, okay. And we threw it in our public trash bin. Just threw the fish in the public trash bin, and that was it.
That's so sad. That's
And
such
that was
a
it.
sad way to have to do things. Like, I
Yeah.
understand the not littering, but to like
Yeah.
gather 200 people,
Exactly.
strangers, to
Exactly.
mourn this dead fish and then
Yes.
have to go home and throw them in a dorm trash can.
Yeah, that
That's-
was the end of it. Oh
That's
my God.
tragic. But
That
the
is
fact that you guys were you there?
So actually, I was not. I had heard of DiGiorno, but I actually met Tony. So if we fast forward, I would say 2 months probably. 2 months. I was going to grab food, and then as I was grabbing food, I see this kid, and I hadn't known Tony by then. Really, I had known of him, but we didn't really talk. I saw this kid dancing with his headphones on, and I was like, "What is that?" And then
like
as
Tony.
he comes closer, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's the guy, the loud one from
Yeah.
the building." And then he goes, Bubella, because he gave me a nickname. We'll get to that later. He goes, Bubella, is that you? And I was like, hey, Tony. And then we start talking, and I don't know how we got on the subject, but he mentioned something about DiGiorno, the fish, the funeral. And I thought he was kidding at first, and I was like, oh, yeah, I've heard of it. I knew that it was a big thing in the beginning of the year. But then he, told me, oh, yeah, that was my fish. And I did not believe him at all. I was like, there's no way. And then he was like, yeah. And he showed me the videos, the photos, everything.
I was
Him
saying-
dressed up with the fish.
That Barstool post has 10,000 likes.
Oh, it was
Like,
hilarious.
it's
Yeah.
this is very common knowledge of DiGiorno the fish.
DiGiorno's?
This was talked about for a couple
Yeah.
days. If I hear about it, that it's going around and people are talking about it because I do not hear about these things.
No.
And so when you told me that was your fish, I was like, I've been amongst royalty for
No, me too.
for
living
weeks.
below loyalty.
I know,
right there. One
seriously.
level below.
Yeah, I was like,
I
this
felt
is
like
crazy.
I gained a whole new respect for Tony.
Oh my God.
I know. I was like, thanks. So not only do I know Tony for being Tony, but everyone knows Tony for being
Yeah.
Tony.
Oh my God.
Because I don't know, the whole culture around Iowa State in these things that are kind of a meme, that are kind of silly, but then everyone just goes sicko mode for it. Jagger
Oh,
eating the
eating the
rotisserie chicken
chicken. Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
in the Daily. That was huge news of just a guy sitting there eating a rotisserie chicken. You know what I mean? And I'm like, how does stuff like this spread like wildfire so much?
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
beautiful. It's so cool that we could just all share just something stupid and silly, because you think that since we're all on our phones all the time and technology has come so much that we don't really do this kind of silly college stuff anymore like they used to do. But I feel like stuff like this brings it back.
Yeah.
Where some
yeah.
guys
Yeah.
let's go let's go mourn my fish.
Yeah, yeah.
at some random dude's
And
fish.
like a lot of people have such a negative, connotation to like internet, social media. Like it's everything fake, everything's this. But in some ways it can bring good relationships. It can bring something out. You know,
I was like, because that would not have happened if you didn't
No.
post on your story. Like,
Yeah.
just coming and 200 people are here to like share this experience and have been
Exactly.
there.
And I want to say I'm living with two of the people, and that's where that's where I met them through the funeral. That's where everything started. I still live with them to this day, and I'd say it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have that. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's just crazy. That's crazy that you got to be the like person that does that, that
No.
like brought that together, and that us two just get to know you through
No.
that. You know what I mean?
Nothing huge influential. Like I'm not going hard.
I don't know. This is pretty huge. This is pretty huge. And as far as Iowa State stories in the recent years, I can't think of much more than like the DiGiorno funeral, the rotisserie chicken, and then maybe that one girl who was like scamming people out of fake ID money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
That was a big one.
I can't really think of a lot of just like really public people or things that are known. You know what I mean? And I don't even know that girl's name, but I just heard about her, and that's why I say if I hear about it, like you screwed up, whoever that is.
right.
So, but just stuff like that. So the fact that you get to do, I'm trying to plan something of that nature. I want to start a fundraiser to fix my fake tooth. Yeah, because it's
You're
like
kidding
it's like
me.
$5,000. So,
Oh my
Tony, did
God.
you know that this tooth is fake?
I did. Whoa! Oh
Yeah.
my God! I've never seen it like go out of like socket kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I heard about it.
Yeah, you'd heard that it had been fake. But
Wow.
what I want to do is literally, it's stuff like this that I talk to people and they're like, yeah, we just got like 300 people to come to our stupid thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I could just stand at a Parks library and have people like pay $2 to play cornhole and win a toothbrush or something, like, and then donate more, and then I can send them a video of me getting surgery or something as like a Patreon
my
thing.
God.
You know what I mean? But there are 30,000 people on this campus.
Yeah.
You know, if I can get 2,000 of them to donate $1, like
That's
huge,
simple. That would be
huge money.
simple,
You know what I
yes.
mean? And just stuff like that. And it's not even for the money though, just to like be known as like, this guy was just walking around without a tooth the other day, just like smiling and like
God.
it's stuff like that. Like you guys give me inspiration for things like that. Like it's just
Oh my
crazy.
Lord.
That's just totally crazy. And
I
especially
would
as an
love
RA, and we do events like that where you think people don't really care that much about it, but then like they come anyway, and then you get like 40 people, and everyone's
Oh,
like
yeah.
having a good time, and you're like,
Oh,
wow,
yeah.
this is actually such a big success, and
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just surprised that it was.
Make it like a cornerpalooza.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
corner.
cornerpalooza. I say, Tony, you're not in BWR anymore. You don't get to chill with Ella and us.
bummer.
But you're living in Ames, aren't you?
Yes, still in Ames, still considered in Ames. The apartments I'm in, they're not considered on campus. Whoa, something's staticky in here.
I know. I'm kind of hearing that too.
Oh no, I hope we're okay.
Yeah,
We're still live.
we're still live,
Good
and
enough.
sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just stops. So
Oh, okay.
for
Good,
those
good.
audience members hearing it.
But yeah, they're considered off-campus apartments, but I'm right there. I'm right next
Okay,
to it.
you're Ames adjacent. You're
Ames
like
adjacent.
yeah,
There
you're
we
right
go.
here.
There we go.
You're right here.
The street's called Highland Avenue. We're just
Okay.
we're called Highland Avenue. They're nice. They're nice. Peaceful. No crime. No nothing.
no crime.
No
There's-
crime
there's
rate.
No
No
Ames,
nothing.
Ames crime really
No,
ever at
no.
all. It's I guess if you're from Chicago, that's something that you have
Yeah.
to talk about.
That's something I have to like think about when I'm like purchasing something.
Yeah.
Kinda.
What I did find interesting, Ella, and your thing, and I wanted to address the allegations in your questionnaire. Peanut butter on a BLT? What are you talking about?
Okay, well, do we want to get into that now or later?
Yeah, right now.
Okay, so I don't know how to transition to this topic, but basically, over the summer I had like an internship, and between the time at the end of my internship to RA training, because for RA training we have to show up like July 30th?
Yeah,
Or
like
July
2
30th.
weeks.
Yeah, so basically, in between that, I had a week in between where I didn't really have a house or anywhere to live, so I was like homeless for a week. And so one of my really good friends, Jacob Imhoff, shout out to him, he let me stay at his house for a couple of days, and we were having dinner one night, and his parents made BLTs. And typically I put like mayo on
Yeah.
it. I don't know what you put on a BLT.
Yeah.
Mayo. And so they were like, oh, you have to add try it with peanut butter. It's like life-changing. Like you have to add peanut butter. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess I can try. So I added peanut butter instead of mayo, and I ate it, and I was like, That's pretty good. So that was my hot take,
That is
I would say.
insane.
Yeah, no, and it sounds super weird. I thought it was weird at first, but you guys actually have to try it. How about we go to Tony's apartment soon?
And then we have a okay.
BLTs.
I'm willing to try it. And here's been my takes for those weird food combinations. My girlfriend has a million that are disgusting. That make me go like, why? Banana mayonnaise sandwich. That's a big one. Yeah, that was my exact reaction. And then her other one was Fruit Loops and cheese. So like you get a block of cheese and put Fruit Loops on it and eat it.
I don't know how I
Oh my
feel about
god.
And so like
Oh my god.
the funniest thing about it is she tells me, she's like, it won't taste like you think it does. And then it tastes exactly as you would imagine it. There's no shock or surprise. Like it tastes exactly as you'd imagine it would. So I'm really excited to try this BLT, but I'm
Yeah.
guaranteeing you it's going to just taste like a normal.
Well, you don't know until you try it.
Okay, I won't know it until I try it. So I will take your offer on having the BLT with but yeah, what?
Wait, I found this out recently that BLT stands for bacon, lettuce, tomato. I didn't
That's
know
the
that.
whole-
I didn't know that. I
You didn't
thought,
know that?
Yeah, I thought it was just a name.
Like the name BLT.
Yeah, I worked over the summer with I was in a nursing home.
Yeah.
And I was in the food industry with them. So I was giving them food, and usually for lunch they had BLTs. And like one of the women I was like catering at the time, she goes, "I'll have the BLT but no B." She goes, "No B, just make it an LT." I'm like, "I'm sorry, ma'am. They're like already pre-made like food. I can't take out the B in the BLT." And she's like, "No, just take out the bacon." I was like, "Oh, okay."
And then did it all?
Yeah,
was
it
that
just
moment
kind
of
of
realization?
She
You're
goes
like,
bacon, lettuce, tomato. So I was like, how's that peanut butter with like bacon?
PBBLT.
PB,
Yeah.
PBBLTM.
PBBLT.
Cheese.
BB,
Bread?
So we put
Oh,
cheese on there too,
yeah.
and mayo.
Mayo?
I don't know. Another B. PBBBLT.
What's the third B? PB.
Bread.
Oh, bread.
Yeah,
right.
peanut butter. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there so that you struggle to show this to your loved ones, because then they're gonna have to out you for liking peanut butter.
Right.
But what I did actually want to talk about, what I loved about your questionnaire was this talk about mindset, because that has been something that I've talked about on this show with a ton of people and I wanted to get your takes on like, what are you talking about with like self-help? Like, what are some of these concepts? And I know you guys are like best friends, so I'd imagine you guys have talked about this
Yeah.
often, but I just kind of wanted to have a conversation about mindset. And most importantly, what are some of the most important lessons you guys have learned when developing, like you're looking at those self-help books, you're talking about how to better your life or to better yourself. What are some of those really important lessons that you guys are learning or using?
Oh, well, okay. So I would say for me overall, I have like, especially coming into college with taking like organic chemistry, biochem, and all these like science classes, because I'm pre-dental. And so I feel like I've always had like a lot of like stress and anxiety in the back of my mind, like, oh, I need to do like get this grade in this class in order to get a dental school, and I have to do this amount of volunteering, shadowing, whatever. And so I feel like because of that, I'm always like stressing myself out, and that tends to make me have such like a negative mindset. But actually Tony, shout out to you. When I first met him, he's just so like, it's really hard to like explain your energy or like the type of person you are, because you're so unique, and like every experience that Tony has, or like his outlook is always just so positive. And like he views like,
No.
because I remember
No,
like
stop this.
a lot of people will talk about Ames, like even myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't like Ames because I correlate it with like school and like stress. And I'm like, I want to go home. Like, I don't want to be in Ames. I hate Ames. And Tony was the first person I've ever met that was genuinely like, I love Ames. Ames is home. That's like our little joke. We always say Ames is home. Ames is home. And I got it from him because like when I first met him, he was like, Ames is home. Like, I love Ames. I don't understand how people hate it here. I have such great memories here. Everyone is so awesome. And then it kind of made me like rethink everything. And I was like, yeah, like on it, like why I'm so lucky to like be in Ames with such good friends and like such like, you know, have education here and like good classes. And I don't know. And so like being around him, I really think that helps me kind of like change my perspective on like the way I look at things and just kind of like see it in a more positive outlook.
Yeah, Tony, do you agree? Like, what's the secret to your positive outlook on life?
You know, and I'm not gonna say like, wow, everyone says that.
Yeah.
But one of the janitors in BWR, every morning. I did 6 in the morning gym time with Ella. We
Yeah, you guys are
went.
psychos.
We went to a couple times 6 in the morning gym. You know, it was a pain in the butt.
Yeah,
after that.
yeah.
And so like I would like pass like in the morning to go to the bathroom, and the custodian was there, Armando, and he would go to me every morning. I'd be like singing down the hallway, or I'd be dancing to the music, and he goes to me. He's like, "How are you this happy at 6 in the morning? Like, did you like have coffee or something, or did you get some good grade or something?"
Yeah.
He's like people aren't happy at 6 in the morning, and I'm like, I don't know. I just like went out with my friends. We went to the gym and we looked at the sunrise. And we just looked at the sunrise, and I was like, there's something to be happy about that. There's something to be happy about that. But I don't like realize in my mind, I don't really realize like how with the value I'm putting out there. You know, I'm not like I have this positive mindset. I'm gonna put it on you, and I'm gonna put it on you. I just kind of go with the flow, which is like could be a good or bad thing. There's just things you have to start like. There's things like in the future you have to be like mindful of, but I don't need like just I've been happier going here. Like I'm not gonna say thank God I'm out of the house kind of thing, but man, I've been having a blast here. The people are amazing, and that just gives me something like some mindset to have. Cause I'm like I'm gonna go back home very soon when the summer starts and winter break and everything. And I was devastated leaving here. Whenever the breaks would happen, I would be devastated.
I remember, he cried for winter break, spring break. He was, this man was devastated.
Yeah.
Like sitting out in the hallway, like just would not say anything.
Yeah.
He was so sad.
I even sent a picture to my mother of me crying, and she goes, "Ma, I don't want to." I go, "Ma, I don't want to leave this place." And she goes, "You have bipolar?"
Yeah.
I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why are you crying? I was like, no, I just love this place.
I could imagine. That's so bizarre because I live 25 minutes away. So like Ames is like I grew up here. Like I've lived here my whole life pretty much, or like in this area. And so, but college has always been such a wonderful experience for me. In that like, it's been exciting, it's been fresh, it's been new, but that's kind of a mindset that I have to put on. You know what I mean? That's something that I have to like.
Yeah.
I have to kind of look into it and be like, some people aren't enjoying this. I am. That means I'm doing something different than what everyone else is doing if they're not enjoying it, because I have a different outcome, and I refuse to believe that I'm just like lucky and you know what I mean, that this is what happened. And so like it's so weird for me to hear like, oh, the food sucks, like Ames sucks, like college sucks, when it's like you're paying to go here first off. So if you're not enjoying it, like at least try to enjoy it because you're paying to go here.
That's what I'm saying too. I believe like BWR is like not the best like financially wise. Like we have like holes in the walls. We started drawing on the wall. There's bats in this house.
And we'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
And I'm like paying for this place. I'm like, might as well enjoy it. Like I'm living in the bum slums.
Yeah.
So I'm like, might as well enjoy it. And again, I was like, the food sucks here and everything, but I was like, it's something to be like, cool, man. This is cool.
I know there's something to be had, and I just love that positive energy of just like, at the very least, like even if it does suck, I don't see a harm in bringing positive energy to
Exactly.
what's going on in your life and what's doing, even if there are bats in your bed with you or or whatever's going on.
That's currently I'm fighting with. I wouldn't say fighting, but I'm going back and forth with Iowa State right now.
Yeah.
The whole
Wait, Ella,
incident.
before you get into anything, God bless. God bless you for saying it. God bless you for saying it. That means a lot. That means so much. No, bad stuff. Go
So
on.
with the bat thing, because you had a date with a bat in your bed.
I did. I was cuddling with a bat.
Yeah.
So I don't even know where to begin. We got to rewind to last year. So you and I are both RAs on the 4th floor, which is the top floor of our building. And since our buildings are so old, there are bats. It's known to have like bats. And so last year, I want to say it was around October, I was coming back from a shower and I was in my towel and I opened my door and I see like this shadow flying around my room, and it didn't click at first because I typically, I don't see bats. I'm from Texas. Also in Iowa, I didn't think there'd be bats here. And I realized it was a bat and I was like, you're kidding me? I'm in my towel, like dripping wet, holding my little shower caddy. And it was kind of funny because one of my residents, the one that lived right next door to me, she was either moving back in or her dad was helping her move some stuff in her room. And so her dad was with her, and I'm just sitting outside my door for like 40 minutes in my towel. And I'm like, hey, like, I'm your daughter's RA. Like, it was so awkward, but so that was bat experience number 1. It wasn't too bad. It
Was that during the day, like in the morning?
This was at nighttime.
Oh,
I want to
okay.
say around like 8 p.m.
Oh, okay.
So luckily I wasn't in the room, but this most recent one was really bad. So this was during RA training. I want to say like, would you say like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago?
4 weeks
ago.
Time's been flying.
Yeah, literally. Okay, but so it was during RA training, and I'm sleeping. Keep this in mind. I'm sleeping. It is 5 a.m, and I feel something on my chest. So I kind of like move. You know when you like you're like half asleep and you kind of move. So I like moved in my sleep, and then I hear like fluttering right by my ear, and then I'm like, oh, it's probably my fan. And then I take a second. I'm like, wait, I literally don't have a fan in my room. And so I like open my eyes, and back and forth, this bat fluttering. And I'm like, you're kidding me. You're kidding. I thought it was a dream at first, so I kind of like stood still. And then I realized what was going on. So I'm not a screamer. Like, I don't really scream a lot, but I screamed. And luckily, like, no residents.
Yeah.
Wait, I was gonna say, can you impersonate like how you scream on
Let's
the podcast?
I don't. My screams are kind of weird. They're like, oh. I don't know if that's like a scream, but it's more of like a, or like a, but just very loud. Louder. And so I get up, I bolt out of my room, and it's 5:30 in the morning, but I left my phone on my charger. So I didn't want to go back in the room because the bat, like, I guess when I screamed and like turned on the light, I threw off its like echolocation or whatever. And so it was freaking out. The bat was freaking out. I was freaking out. It was a whole mess. And so my phone's still in my room on the charger, and I don't want to get it because my heart rate's like all the way up here right now. And so after like 15 minutes goes by, I kind of like run in my room, grab the charger, run out, call the RA on duty, who happened to be Taylor Mayhew, who's on like my floor, who's between us. And so I call her, she calls hall director on duty. And basically he tried calling the bat person, the hall director on duty tried calling the bat guy. And he doesn't work until noon of that day. He didn't work until noon of that day. And so he lived in Boone, so he was like, I don't know, like, I'm not going to go all the way to Ames to, like, catch it. So we ended up getting another maintenance guy. I didn't get his name, but he ended up catching the bat, luckily. But that whole process took, like, an hour and a half. Like, I was just waiting in my hallway an hour and a half. And keep in mind, it's 5 a.m. I have bedhead. I'm not wearing pants. It's just a big T-shirt. No shoes on. Like, I look like a mess. And so they catch the bat, and I was, like, talking to the guy, and he was, like, asking me questions like, oh, were you sleeping and all this stuff? And I was like, yeah, like I was asleep when it was on me. And I know like by policy or like with protocol, like you have to get a rabies exposure shot if you're in a room sleeping with a bat because you can't account for the time before you woke up. And so I was like, man, I'm going to have to get this exposure shot. It's going to be a hot mess. And it was in the peak of RA training. So it was just like the worst possible timing. And so Tessa and Taylor, part of our coworkers, they drive me over to Mary Greeley because Teelan didn't have the rabies exposure shot. So I had to go to Mary Greeley, and this whole process takes like another 2 hours. So my whole morning has just been the worst morning of my whole entire life. And I get 3 shots, 1 on my thigh, or 2 on my thigh, 1 on my right, 1 on my left, and then 1 on my arm. And there are like 4 nurses in there because they're doing it all at the same time. And I, like, my pants are down because I was wearing jeans, so they had to give me the shots. And I'm just, like, in the most, like, vulnerable situation ever. And then that whole situation kind of dies down. They call me later that day saying, oh, by the way, the bat tested negative for rabies, which didn't know they were going to test it that day, so I didn't even need to get the rabies exposure shot in the first place. And then fast forward to, I want to say a week ago, I get a hospital bill in the mail. And I open it, and does anyone want to take a guess?
Oh, Elijah, you got to hear this.
Do you want to guess how much
I can't guess
it.
I can't guess, but
how much?
You got to listen.
For one single shot.
If it's something atrocious, I don't even know. $200.
You're gonna say 200.
I'm gonna tell you your tooth is gonna pop out. Your tooth will pop out. It's that insane. It's that insane.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So I open the bill. The bill is $14,000, 844 something. $14,000.
14,000 with 3 zeros.
Yes.
Whoa.
14000.
You don't have to pay that, right?
Well, here's the thing. Insurance covered $11,000, but I was left with like $2,844.70. And so that's still a lot for me.
That's a lot for anybody.
Yeah, and so I was like, there's no way. And it was like the worst possible timing because I had no money and we had not gotten paid yet for our job.
Yeah.
So it was the worst. Like,
not like $300 would even put a dent in 3,000.
Right? And think about this. You had to take like multiple rounds of that too, like multiple rabies after that.
Yeah,
Like you
there
have
are
to
like
schedule appointments for the next one, and like
Yeah.
it would have been way more. That's
it would have
just
been way more
crazy.
because there were 4 rounds, or I want to say 3 or 4 rounds of shots, and that was for the vaccine, not the exposure shot, but for the vaccine. And when I found out it was negative, I didn't go through just because I had to like drive to Mary Greeley to get there, and it was like during the during classes and stuff. So I was like, if it's negative, like it'll be fine. So I didn't go through with that. But yeah, if I did, it would have been like way more expensive. And so anyways, I contact like I think the Department of Residence or some department at Iowa State University, and they right now we're currently going like back and forth, and they're still deciding whether or not they're gonna like accept or deny my claim to cover. the
Why would
bill.
they not?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Could you
That's messed up.
imagine
That's
Mhm.
messed up.
having to pay $3,000?
Yeah.
Oh my!
No,
wow.
it was. It's yeah.
I am hoping for you. I did not
Yeah.
know $14,000
crazy.
is crazy.
I literally had to like. I had no reaction.
My
I was
guess-
like blinking, and I was like,
You're like trying to scrub away like it was
No, I
a
was
scratch
like-
ticket.
You know-
the other zeros.
yeah.
Decimal point was too far down to the right there.
You know, even me and my roommate, I'd even told him, and we started like searching through like our couch cushions. I was like, let's start collecting things. Let's start collecting things.
Penny pinching to get money for.
Like this is like needs to be fun.
I'd say screw a charity for my tooth. We're doing a
We're
bat
back.
survivor
Yeah.
charity.
Yeah.
$3,000. That's
Yeah.
almost as much as a tooth.
So I have no conclusion to this story because it's currently still going on.
That's insane. Updates will be running around
Hopefully,
when
yeah.
like I did not know $3,000
Yeah.
for and after.
That's after insurance. Yeah.
Jeez.
Imagine if insurance was like, yeah, you know,
Exactly.
I don't know what I would do.
that's
Like,
crazy.
actually.
That's great, and because bats are like technically, it seems like a Department of Residence, like at their fault.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
'cause-
there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do about
It's
your
like-
room that has like prevents bats.
Exactly. And the thing is, that was the second time a bat was in my room, and I was here for work
Yeah.
on school
yeah.
property.
On
Like, I
yeah.
did not want to be in
Mhm.
Ames this early. You know?
On payroll as well.
Right.
So that's crazy. How do you sleep at night knowing that there had been a bat in your bed before?
Well, so actually, the thing is, I think the night, or you weren't in Ames yet, but right when he got to Ames, I was like, I'm not sleeping in this room anymore. So I went to sleep at his apartment for a while. And then luckily, the guy who caught the bat, he was like, it probably came from this hole. And he like pointed at a hole in my ceiling. Didn't know it was there. And
Yeah.
so I got that covered up. But so far, so good. No bats. But let's knock on wood.
Yeah, every time I go to her room, I'm just like a little bit like checking out the ceiling.
You're looking up to see
You know,
what's
like
going on.
I'm like, do you even check up there anymore? She's like, no.
That's
I'm like, no.
my eyes would
Like,
be
I can't
peeled.
do that.
What's so of a bizarre about that is I have my glasses off and I'm already blind with
Right, you
contacts
are,
in.
yeah.
And I hallucinate when I wake up like all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like I wake up and I'm seeing what I had been dreaming about, or like I just don't trust what I'm seeing. So I see things all the time. I would have probably just went back to sleep. Like I'd have been like, oh, I'm just hallucinating.
Honestly.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there would have just been a bat chilling with me all day, all night.
Well, surprisingly, they're loud. It was like I don't think that squeaking. That's
Dude,
not
yeah, I was gonna
they
say,
do
do they
like an
squeak?
E. Like,
they don't squeak.
No.
They're like really loud. And then you can hear when they're flying, like the fluttering is like.
can you do that in like ASMR, like into the
I
mic?
can
Like,
try.
I'd imagine people who have had similar bad. Yes,
That was terrible.
people who have had similar bad experiences are like getting PTSD hearing. That's
Oh
like,
no, yeah.
where?
Right,
I was like, I'm surprised you aren't saying that and being like
I
freaked out.
remember actually that day after I was outside. It was like at night. I think I was walking to his apartment and I saw a moth kind of like fly in front of my face and I freaked out. Like
You
I
thought it was
literally
another
like
bat?
went on the ground. Yeah, because I thought it was a bat or anything flying. And the other day I was walking to class and I saw a bird. And I thought it was a bat. I was
That's great. Well, because I grew up in Iowa, and then because you grew up in Texas.
yes, yeah.
Texas.
that
Yeah,
was
and
Texas,
so
yeah.
like my dad, it's pretty inhumane, but like if you get something heavy in a white sock, like a long white sock, you can twist it up and
Oh.
throw it up in the air, and then bats will attack it, and then you'll catch them,
Actually.
and they'll get caught in the sock,
in the sock.
and they'll just fall back down, and so you can just like catch bats. You know what I mean? Just throwing them up. And so
Whoa.
and we just
Whoa.
we just saw like a bat flying around like
Yeah.
outside of our house, like just in the air,
That's
like it's a
insane.
bird. And so
You're talking about a sock like I put on my shoe?
yeah, like a sock, like as long
Really?
as it's cotton, like
Not like some fishnet?
yeah, I mean a
with the
fishnet would,
fishers?
but like I think the claws get caught in it, and so then they just like
Oh.
fall down with it. And you have to do it a few times before they like pick up on the fact that something is in the air that they
Yeah.
can probably eat. So they'll just attack it,
Oh
and
my
then
god.
it's crazy. So I had seen bats before, like I've heard of bats, but I've never actually like been in contact
Jeez.
with
Yeah.
one ever.
Yeah.
So that's just bonkers.
I would want to see like a bat like hanging upside down. She showed me videos she took, and it was like it got caught on like your
Yeah, it was
LED
like,
lights.
oh yeah, yeah. Like I had these like
You had your own bat trap.
I did. I had these like little hanging lights in my room, and it was just kind of like sitting on it. And actually, side note, it pooped on my bed. The bat.
Oh,
like
man.
just insult to injury.
oh yeah. I think
man.
I scared. My assumption is that
scared
I had
the
like
crap out of it?
scared it when I like moved and like turned or like screamed or whatever, and so it must have let out like a little.
He had the scary shit.
Yeah, he inked all over. It's like, it's
How,
like
how big were the nuggets?
Yeah.
How big were the
They were
nuggets?
very tiny. Like,
man.
I'm trying to. You know, like what
Is
is
it
that
like
thing called?
something on like you'd see on your bed? You'll be like, oh shit, a crumb. Like
Yeah.
you gotta like put it in your mouth, you know?
oh,
Like I was
but
eating Cheez-Its
honestly-
earlier, you know? Or something.
that would be me, dude. I'm not even gonna lie.
What are they called? Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, the little
Rice
rices.
Krispie cereal.
Oh,
the rice.
yeah.
Oh, I should have just said a grain of
Yeah,
rice.
yeah.
It looks like a grain of rice, but
Oh
circular
man.
Dang. Okay,
And
so
brown.
it wasn't like
and brown.
bird poo to where you had to like.
No, I have
dang.
a photo of it. I'll show y'all later.
But that picture, because a couple weeks after that, like a couple weeks ago, Will sent a picture of a bat
Yes.
either sleeping or
Yes,
dead,
on the window.
just on a
Yeah.
windowsill, and it's just like chill. It's like broad daylight. It's just a bat just napping, just snoozing.
They are
So,
kind of cute. I'm not
We
gonna lie.
they are kind of they're kind
They
of
are
like mice
cute.
when they're not like
Yeah.
screaming at you
Wait,
and
wait,
like
wait, wait.
yeah when they're not, they're not yelling at you like that. Don't try to scare Ella. She might go back into
yeah.
I tease Ella about that. I'll see like something on the ground. I'll be like, "This fucking bad."
the there's a bat
He
running.
does
There's a
that
bat
all
running. Ella, run! There's a bat. There's a
Yeah,
bat. Get
yeah.
down! Get down! Get down!
Oh my God,
It's coming
he
for
always
your
does
hair.
that.
It's coming for your hair.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I can't. I mean, I can't believe it had been that long since a bad experience had happened or
Yeah.
something was going. Because you hear about the bats all the time and BWR, but I mean, Tony, you're a fellow BWR lover. How did you feel? Because you were talking about how it's kind of like
It's home.
it is
It's
home,
home.
but it is kind of the slums.
Additionally to Ames, it's home.
yeah. Additionally to Ames, and then also Welch.
Yeah.
It's
But what would you ask if I liked it?
Yeah, like how'd you feel about BWR?
I think it's the most magical place in the world. Screw Disney, screw all the magic
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's a beautiful place to be. It's a beautiful
The
place.
pearly white gates,
Yes,
the arches
everything.
before Roberts.
Exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
Wonderful.
I just get so angelic walking through them, you know.
I just the paint peeling. It has a smell. Like for the people who are living there, like it smells like asbestos. Like
Oh,
it just
if
smells
you
like
wanna-
old wood.
If you want to talk about smell, let's talk about Tony's old room. So going back to DiGiorno, they never cleaned the tank
Oh
from
man.
the beginning of
Oh man.
from
It
the
was a
beginning of the
mistake.
year. So the first time I ever walked in his room, like my nose like shriveled up.
Like in the cartoons.
Or like my nose like shriveled up. It was horrendous. And the more you're there, you kind of get acclimated to it. But it was so bad. And I was like, what is that smell? And y'all never did anything about it.
I was
You
like,
and Nikki Poo.
I was like, gee, oh, you know, side note, I get like swamp ass
Yeah.
a lot. I'm
Oh
like, I don't
yeah,
know.
I apologize
I'm
for
getting
this
major swamp ass
podcast
right now. So
Yeah.
if I move a lot, that's,
every
that's
time
not
I
my
get
fault.
every time I get up, it's
Yeah.
yeah, I'm waddling away. Let me tell you,
Oh,
it's
no.
it's an
No, but
experience.
Tony's swamp ass is a different level of swamp
does that
ass. Like,
mean?
Think about this. Picture this. Like I'm on the bench. I'm at the bench working out, and I get up, and there's just a streak of wet.
A streak.
Nothing. It's not from my back. Nothing like dripping. It's just my ass.
We're getting vulnerable on this thing,
Okay.
dude. I know that like I get rashes sometimes because I'm sweating like a lot, but like in general, it's really not that. I'm not leaving marks. Like I'm not marking my territory in the
embarrassing.
gym. So.
It's embarrassing.
no, it's not embarrassing. It's
embarrassing.
natural.
I have
It is
to-
natural.
I have to use
People-
the squirter thing from the gym.
Yeah, to clean it off.
Yeah,
Clean
like
it
oh, I
off.
gotta clean it again.
I
Like,
clean it every time because I'm respectful.
Right, right.
no.
Yeah. But you know, people get all weird talking about that stuff, but like we're humans, like we just do
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like whatever, like it just happens. It's how it is.
Yeah, we toot occasionally.
Yeah, we too. Oh my god, I can't work out in the morning because I just gas out every gym I go to. Like I can't do it. Like,
Really?
and I'm discovering that this isn't normal, but like there has not been a day in the last probably 7 years where I have not farted more than 15, 20 times. Like that's not an over exaggeration. Like that's just how it's every day.
Well, I know
Every
if you eat a lot
single
of
day.
protein, you're gonna have a lot of toots.
Is that
tell
it?
you.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that that's what it is. I don't think it because my dad spends an hour on the toilet. I think it's part genetics and I think it's part ISU dining. I
Oh,
think
100%.
like, but it, dog. When I'm telling you, like my room, it is not the smelliest place. Like when my girlfriend says that I smell good, it is so shocking to me. Like it is like I have no idea how that could even be possible with how much I am farting. Like it
my
is
God.
bad.
Hey, but if your farts smell the worst, that means your protein intake's pretty good, isn't it? Or no?
Is that what it is? Let's go. I'm
You know,
a
we're gonna
beefy
have
boy.
to. I think we're gonna have to fact
Beefy
check.
boy.
I am a beefed up boy if that is the case. Because
Oh my God.
you can ask any of my friends. I bet the people who know me and are listening to this are like, yeah, that's like, you can ask anybody about me being gassy and it's like another level. Like it's not kind of one of those funny, quirky things. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he farts and it. No, it's like, it's a thing.
You ever
so.
have those friends whose like farts just smell like hard boiled egg or like rotten egg?
That's me sometimes. I think this may be a guy. I love what we're talking about farts right now, first off.
How did we get here? Swamp ass to farts?
This may be a guy thing, but like it almost smells worse when a fart smells like generic. Like I was talking to my buddy about this and he just laid out like the most MP3 fart. Like it was just like the most generic fart you could possibly imagine. And that just made me want to gag. I was like, this doesn't even smell bad. There's not an interesting aspect of this. Like it just smells like fart.
Like the definition of fart.
Like
that's just
definition
what
of
it
fart.
smells like.
But when one
Yeah.
smells really bad, like you're laughing because it smells so bad, like you think it's funny, like you can't believe that happened. Like all of this guy stuff where it happens, and you're like, this is hilarious. Like there's nuance to this. There's something special about this. But then sometimes someone lays something out and you're like, this is offensively normal.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're making me smell this, you stink.
I actually have a crazy story. So we're at who was it? I was at Tony's apartment and it was like what, me, you, and Uki, I think. Lucas, his roommate. I'm sorry. We have
Lucas
all these,
Dudick. We call him Uki.
okay, before we get into the story, let's talk about our nicknames. That we
Yeah,
have
the
for
whole
people.
nickname thing is seems pretty obscure.
Yeah. So, I mean, Tony's the one that comes up with all of them. We have what? Uki, Baba, Nikki Poo, Mingus.
Mingus.
Mingus
Bella.
is sick.
Bella. We don't have
Ella
one for
Bella.
you. We don't have
Ella.
one for you.
I know, I need one. Man, a
oh,
lot.
man.
It doesn't
A
come
classic was
naturally.
Eli Beli was mine.
Eli Beli.
Eli
Beli.
Beli. Yeah.
I don't have anything like I don't have like anything with the nicknames. It's not like it honestly helps me like remember the person.
Which is good.
When I first was meeting them, I was like,
Yeah.
Bubella, that's a Bubella, that's a Bubella, Bubella, that's a Ella Bubella, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's helpful.
And then now every story comes up with like, so I was talking to Ookie Pookie Bear and he was
Yeah,
telling me about
That's actually how it is. Like our friend Alejandra, we call her Baba, and I call like in every setting. It doesn't matter where we are, the library, class, the apartment.
Yeah.
I'm like Baba, come here, Baba. Like it's crazy.
Oh my god.
and it, like I don't realize how like dumb it sounds to other people, but for us it's so normal. Just like Baba, come here.
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyways, I was at the apartment with Tony and Uki, and I don't know what we were doing. We were just laughing, and I think like
I think I know where this is going.
we like. So you know how everyone has like a tickle spot?
yeah.
So Tony's tickle spot is like right, like kind of on your
Oh
what?
man, now the whole Spotify is gonna know this.
Yeah. You're gonna
Now
have
people are just gonna go up on the street.
we're gonna have people coming after you. Coming at you.
It's like his obliques, I think, right?
No.
And so Lucas and I, we were like kind of playing around with him and like tickling.
They captured me. They put me in a, what
That's
Ella
what
will put me in a chokehold. Lucas over there grabbed my legs. He wouldn't let me go. And they're just like,
oh my god. You're getting vandalized, dude.
Yeah.
And we were all laughing so loud. And then all of a sudden I hear like a toot. And it was Tony because he was laughing so hard, and he like let out a fart, and then I thought it was Lucas, so I was like laughing because I thought it was Lucas, and then like a couple minutes later, I was like, "Oh, did you hear Lucas fart?" And then Tony was
But in the instant, I was like, oh, they didn't hear it. Like I played it off. They don't know. She thinks it's Uki. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
no, but then in the room you were like, "Oh, that was me."
But then I was like, that was me. That was me.
It was oh my god.
Those are the most classic, like wholesome and stuff like that. It's like we're humans, guys. Stop acting above it.
Exactly.
Stop acting like you're better than a fart. You know what I mean? Like, like
Oh my
it just happens with people, and it's one of those things. I remember like when I was young, it was me and two of my brothers in one room, and we were all just letting them happen. You know what I mean? But like mine were specifically just like potent, like really bad. And then we were laughing because it was just funny. Like we're kids. Yeah, I was like 13.
Yeah.
And then my mom came in to yell at us, and this was actually all we heard was, "You guys need to." What is wrong with you guys?
Crazy.
God.
Like she was within a couple feet away. Like it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing.
Oh my god.
Oh, I have to tell the story on the podcast. It's one of my favorites, and I'll take the name out of this because it's really embarrassing.
No name dropping.
Yeah, no name dropping. But this was when I was maybe a freshman in high school, and I had this guy. I was with like three people who I'm not super close to. One of them I was pretty good friends with. And then him and this girl were just getting really handsy with each other. And like the PDA was just like
At school?
gross. No, we were just at the playground, like
okay.
hanging out. Because we have a tiny town, that's what you do.
Yeah.
We're just at the playground hanging, and they're just getting handsy with each other. And I'm like, you guys need to go somewhere. Like
somewhere else.
I don't want this. So I was like, okay.
Not on the wood chips, man. Not on the wood chips, man.
Yeah, I was like, this is where I played.
Yeah.
Kids are gonna be here.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, here are the keys to my car. You two
You are too
in the
kind.
parking
I would
lot.
never.
I don't anymore, and you're gonna hear why. I was like, you two in the car, you two go in my car and do whatever it is you guys need to take care of. And so I'm just hanging out with the other person casually for like the next 50 minutes. You know what I mean? And finally I'm like, this is getting awkward. Like I need to go.
Yeah.
So it's like, I called him and I was like, okay, dude, I need you to wrap this up. And so he comes out, him and the girl come out. And then he's like, thanks, man. And I don't think anything crazy happened. You know what I mean? Like whatever. I'm a couple feet away from the car and I open that car door. The smell in that room was the most horrific smell. Let me walk you through just how bad this smell was.
It wasn't no rotten egg, no?
No, it was a mixture of like rotten egg, of like sweat, of like
Oh my goodness.
like must. Like the whole thing was. I drove home like 3 minutes, all four windows down, AC blaring, with my head actually out the window the entire
That is
time.
bizarre.
I parked the car in a trailer park where I lived, and I left all four windows down all night. All four windows down in a trailer park
God.
where anybody could steal anything in there. It was so bad. I needed the smell out so violently bad that I had all four windows down. Then me and my brother shared the car, and he came out the next morning. He was 4 feet away from the car, and he's like, "What is that smell?"
Oh no way.
And I didn't tell him what had happened. He's just like, "What is that?" It was like it was so pungent, 10 feet away, you're smelling this thing. I asked the guy, what on earth did you guys do in that car? I was like, did you murder her in that? Is there a dead body in my car?
He's like, you gotta stop eating like Taco Bell, man. Like, stop eating that shit, man.
I was like, dude, you should have rolled the windows down or something, dude.
Yeah.
And he's just like, we just like made out. We didn't even do anything. I was like, no, you were tooting it up in there, dude. I was like, there is no way you didn't lay a turd in my car and then like act like you didn't. This stuff, dude, that smell, I still remember it to this day. Like, it is one of the worst smells I've ever smelled in my life.
Forever. It'll stay there forever, man.
I know.
No Febreze, no candle will do the trick.
Dude, I think I brought like carpet washer into that car and like took that stuff out, dude. It was a disaster area.
Go back to the dealership, man.
I know.
I gotta get this fixed, man. He goes, what's wrong with it? No, I don't know what's wrong with it. It's the smell.
No, I'd bring it in and it'd be like, oh my god.
Right, as you're like pulling in, everyone can smell.
Yeah, like, all right, everyone out of the building. We're bleaching this bad
Evacuate.
boy. We're bleaching this bad boy. So yeah, I can't think of any other like farting, but people just stink sometimes. It's just how it is. It's just one of those things. It's just people are humans. How do we started about SWAS, and then we talked about, because you were gonna say something and then you got interrupted by
Right.
the thought, presumably.
The first time I met Ella, I pulled down my pants and I was like, look at my swass.
Yes.
What an opening line.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
What an opening line.
It was the
my
time
God.
where we talked about DiGiorno.
Yeah.
But I think it was either before or after that. We're in front of Oak Elm. So there are people walking back and forth. Like, it's like, 8 at night, so it's
Yeah.
pretty busy. He just pulls down his pants. His pants are at his, feet. And he's just talking to me like normal. He's like, look at my sweats, and then does not proceed to pull his pants back up.
I go, hey, can you check me real quick, kind of thing.
Check me.
Oh, my
Check. And she's like, I don't know, man. Like, get out here. I don't see that.
Get that level
that-
3
get that
out of
outta
here,
here.
dude. Get that badonka dong out of here, dude. You're bending over, dude.
wow.
That
Oh
thing
my
is
God.
crazy.
No, it's
That what
Man.
an opening. Whoa! I just like lost all. Anyway, okay, I can hear myself. That was crazy. I like started talking and then it went dead silent. I need to stop playing with this. But what an opening line for a friendship
Yeah.
is,
Oh,
yo, check
yeah.
out my ass.
Yeah,
Like,
check out my ass.
Yeah.
I guess, you know, if you're not willing to just put it all on the line, like right away, like if you're not willing to just go 100% right at the beginning, when are
then,
you?
Then
You
what
know?
are we? Then kind
Right.
of.
I know, when are you willing to?
Yeah.
When are you?
Such a
When are you willing to be
solid
best
friendship.
friends? I was just saying, you guys have been like pretty close since then, and I see you guys
Oh,
hanging
yeah.
out, and like you guys would yell for each other, but you're like, you know everybody. You guys both know
Yeah.
everybody. Is that like who you guys are separately, or is that because like one of you knows everybody and then you know by association, or are you guys both just like wicked famous on campus?
I think, well, Tony's definitely, a lot of people know Tony because he's Tony and
Yeah.
DiGiorno.
Uh-huh.
I would say for me, a lot of my friends I do know through Tony, but at the same time, just like being an RA in general and like doing other stuff like clubs and like honors leader and stuff. It's
Okay,
probably
so
how I
you're
know
just
most
like
people.
all around the place, and this is your senior year.
No, junior.
This is your junior. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
like killing it.
Yeah.
I'll say. So
Killing
yeah,
the
if you want to
game,
share, if you
killing
want
the
to share
game.
this thing, get some of that. yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You want
yeah.
to share this episode, get
Yeah.
some of that running on. I wouldn't mind, but yeah.
I can do that for you. I can do that for you.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so the friendship started. Do you miss BWR?
I do.
You
I miss
do?
it all the
He
time.
actually wanted to come back to Welch
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. I never wanted to initially go into an apartment because, like, I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to meet new people better than I would have in the dormitory.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to stay, but we all made the decision to go, and it's still good. I don't regret it. But man, I miss it. I
yeah.
miss all the RAs. I miss like previous RAs. The new ones are still fun. But everything's good. I go to the corner stone desk. I can never say that.
What did you call it first? You called it
I always go
corner
corner-
hall stone desk.
Yeah.
All stone desk. There you go.
Yeah, and now it's corner known desk.
Yeah.
It's different every day.
Now that you have Dan's
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what you put in your questionnaire. I was like, what positions do you hold or want to hold? He's like, Dan's position.
And I go, I want to get Diane.
yeah.
Yeah. dude.
Oh yeah, that's
I was
so
saying,
funny.
you stuttering, not being able to say cornerstone. That's probably what Ella was hearing while I was calling her on my like medical episode, having
Oh,
like
that
a
was terrifying.
stuttering.
Actually, Tony was with me when
Yeah.
you called me.
Oh, so
But
you
I
heard
made
all
him-
that?
Crazy.
Or he didn't hear all of it, but I got the call and I was like, okay, it's like your cue to leave.
Yeah, what was your for context? I had taken migraine medicine, and then because I get these ocular migraines sometimes. This is the first time I've ever taken the medicine, and I don't think I had eaten enough. I don't think I was ready for it. It was like 6 p.m. and I take it, and I start to feel really sick, and then I start to slur and stutter my words. Like I just can't
Jeez.
talk straight. And then I think that gave me a panic attack. So it was this whole slew of
Oh
things.
yeah.
So then I had to call you to be like, okay, go in my room and find me the name of this medicine
Oh
so
my
that I can
goodness.
like, if I need to go to the hospital, like I can tell them that I took this. And I could just like, I want to know your perspective of that. Like, was it as bad as I was imagining it was? Like, could you tell that I was like tweaking out? Like, what was your perspective on that?
Honestly, so I was on duty. Yeah, like you said, I was on duty that night, and Tony was in my room, and we were just like hanging out and like eating food. And then all of a sudden, like I get a call, and you're like, "Hey, it's Elijah," and like you know who, like
Yeah,
you know how I am.
yeah.
I'm always like, "Oh my God, Elijah! Like, how are you?"
Yeah.
I was like super happy, and then you like I could like tell your tone, like something was wrong, and so I looked at Tony, and I was like, "Hold on, get out! Like I gotta."
Yeah. yeah.
Wow.
And then you told me the whole situation, and as we know, we both live on the 4th floor.
Uh-huh.
So I was in my room. So I ran downstairs. I had to go grab the master set. And like I was so nervous, like I wanted to do it quick because I didn't really know what was going on, especially
Uh-huh.
since you were like on the other side of the phone. So I couldn't like see what was going on. I didn't know where you were. And so I was like, you know how our duty set has like 7 or 8
Like
keys?
100 keys on
Yeah,
it.
and so I'm like trying to find the right one. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like shaking. And then I grab the master set. I run back up to the 4th floor to your room. And then I'm looking for the right key. I drop the key, and you're on the phone with me the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to talk to you, comfort you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. And then luckily, like your medication drawer was like really easy to find.
Yeah.
It's like right there. And so I was like reading it. I forgot what it was called. It was like sumatriptan.
Yeah, sumatriptan.
Sumatriptan. Yeah. And like, me being all like pre-med, I was like, why don't I know what this is?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like embarrassed that I didn't know what it was. But
Nobody knew what it was that I've talked about.
No,
though,
I didn't.
so
I
it was
didn't
some
know it was-
mystery drug that.
Yeah. And then I read it to you, and that was like kind of the end of the call. But when I got back to my room, I was like researching. I was like, what is sumatriptan?
Yeah. What'd you
Like,
find?
It just said for like intense migraines,
Uh-huh.
and then like the side effects could be like nausea, vomiting, like I don't know what else it was. It said don't take with alcohol or drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really remember what else, but that was like the gist of it.
Well, and then like your perspective of me talking, because it felt like I was
Oh,
actually
yeah.
just like illiterate.
And you actually thought like you couldn't remember Deanne's name,
Yeah.
and you were
My
like the lady
God.
that works at the mail.
I
And I
thought
was
you
like-
were Addie also.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Elijah thought I was someone else, and it was.
And I
yeah.
couldn't remember her name either, or yours, for that information. Because I was like, "Thank you," and I was like, "I can't even remember your name." Like it was
Oh my
crazy.
gosh. But
Oh
like,
my God.
luckily, you are obviously okay. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm still like probably 95% battery since then. Still, like I'm
Wow.
recovering still, but I was just wild. I like
Mhm.
I'd never had any. I've never been out of control of like. I'm such a speech guy, like
Mhm.
of speaking and using words and
Mhm.
like talking, and so I've never not been able to like.
And hey, you got this podcast as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if this
Right.
podcast is any inclination to how uncomfortable it would be to not be able to talk,
Exactly,
like I talk
exactly.
all the time, so it was wild just to not,
Oh, yeah.
not speak like that. I didn't know Tony was there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was terrified. I didn't have any of your contact information. I wanted to like how was it like, well, oh my God, I'm blanking. So
Like
much. I wanted to reach out to you. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
Bro, you
Jesus,
need
man.
my number. I need some Tony
Yeah.
text sometimes.
Yeah.
I need just some.
You need a Tony text.
Yeah, I need a Tony text sometimes. I
You
need
need to be like, oh, good morning.
yeah, like all caps. Good morning,
Good
Elijah.
morning.
Oh my God.
I also need a nickname. I need a.
Yeah.
Not forcing it, but when it comes to you,
I think I yelled too loud and now it's like glitch. Oh no, I'm good. I'm okay. It started like glitching on me. I thought
I
I,
know.
yelled too much.
mine is like, I'm constantly losing. I need to stop playing this because on the inside, I think there's just a bunch of exposed wires. So if I like touch it, it's all just gonna go wild. So I need to
man.
stop moving around. Hopefully the audio turns out okay. It should be fine.
Hopefully.
Oh my
I can fix it as long as you can hear something. I can fix it
Right.
mostly. So you guys are gonna sound great.
Solid.
But you guys had a short list of other things that you guys wanted to talk.
yeah.
I can't remember.
Oh my gosh, just the things. Well, actually, Tony and I, we thought it would be funny. We came up with this the other day, actually. So like he had mentioned earlier, he lives in an apartment with two other guys, Uki and Nick Mingus. And I
Mingus.
thought it'd be funny. I was like, you guys should do like, Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
We should do Keeping Up with the Highland Boys because I basically live there. I'm there
Yeah.
all the time.
We call
And
ourselves
so-
Highland Boys. We're Highland Avenue. We're just
Oh, the Highland Boys.
the Highland
Yeah,
Boys.
it's
like
good.
the Island Boys.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I thought it'd be like fun to do like, I don't know, like either like just some or just keeping up with their lives. Because every time I'm there, something just either hilarious, something crazy happens. It's so fun.
Well, and you guys all have such fantastic personalities too. Like,
Oh, man.
I could
Oh
imagine,
my
like, I would
gosh,
watch you
stop.
guys, like, especially if it was like edited. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
I could see you guys sitting on the couch and being like, "I woke up today great,"
Oh.
like, like just stuff like that. Just the way you guys talk and like your
Yeah.
energies
Well,
would be so
actually-
wonderful to have like couch.
Couch
Confessions and
Yeah.
like in between
confessions.
in between meals and stuff like that. But
Oh yeah. Well, last night actually, I helped Tony formulate an Instagram post because he doesn't post on Instagram.
No.
And I was like, you know what? Let me do this. Like, let me take care of it.
Uh-huh.
So, and oh my gosh, the whole process of picking out the photos, what to do for the caption, tagging people, it was the funniest thing ever. It took us like an hour and a half.
I was picky. I was picky with my things. I was like,
yeah, I need to see the Instagram.
yeah, I
I
can
need to see
pull
the
it up.
Instagram post.
Oh, it was just hilarious.
But that reminds me, Tony is TikTok famous.
a little
Also,
bit. a
literally
little
has
bit.
90,000 followers. Wait, let me see. I want to see the
Oh,
post.
the
but
post?
He literally has 90,000 followers
Yeah,
on TikTok,
a
which is
little bit.
also crazy. If you want to
Yeah.
hand some of those over, that'd be wonderful. But
Yeah, definitely.
what do you do? Like, how did that happen?
Oh my, this is actually crazy. So, I'd say I got TikTok around 2018, 2019, somewhere there when it like first came out. And at the time I was in Ukraine. I wasn't living there, but I was there for about like maybe a couple of weeks, maybe like a month there. And I was on there scrolling, and this was when all the Charlie D'Amelio's was blowing up, and all of the house people. They have like house
hype
names.
house?
Yeah, they have, like, house-
yeah.
yeah, and I was like, and the thing is, I've always been uploading things. Like, I've always been on Vine when it started
Yeah.
creating
Oh, yeah.
musically. I have a YouTube channel. So I started posting on TikTok, and slowly but surely, like one video went viral, and then it was just like from there, it just kept growing. It wasn't like a slow build up. It was just one video got millions of views, millions of likes, and there we go.
What video was that? Like, walk me through what that video and what your process. Did you think that this was going to?
No, I didn't think it was
Like, be
going
big?
anywhere. I didn't think it was going anywhere. The video that blew up has, I believe, 6 million views, and
Dang.
I think like 1.5 likes.
That's insane. What is it? Just
And it was
generally.
it was like a second, no, 7 second clip of me singing this song, and like I put some words. It was like a relatable moment. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what I did on that, but I just posted like a relatable moment. 7 seconds, posted it. I go to bed. I'm like, okay, like I'll upload more tomorrow. I'll still get famous. I
Yeah.
still have hope. And I go. I was still in high school here at this time. I was like junior maybe. And I go to my class and I see that it's blowing up. I see that it's blowing up. Like I didn't turn off my notifications. I turned on my ringer and it would go like a bunch of times. Like people were like thousands were liking in a second. And I went to the bathroom and I just looked at my phone while the professor was doing the class. I was watching. It's addicting. It's addicting looking at the numbers go up.
That's crazy. I've never been in a sphere like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I did a TikTok that got 2,000 views, and I was like, this is it. Like this is fame.
This is
right
it.
here.
This is where I'm going.
Yeah,
now.
like my YouTube channel has 600 subscribers, but like this videos only get like
yeah.
100 views maybe.
Oh,
you
we're
know what I
gonna
mean?
change that.
And
We're
so
gonna change
We're gonna
that.
change
well, the
that.
podcast does fine. You know what I mean? Like the podcast is I don't know. It depends on who it is. Those are all
Right, right.
different, but
Yeah.
like that's just insane. I just wonder how. And so
Yeah.
you still make videos, and are you monetized?
No. How is it on like TikTok? Recently, they have this new monetization thing, where you can get monetized, but you have to have a certain following. So I reached you have to have 1,000 followers. I have that. I just don't have. You have to get like 5,000 views per video, and that since I stopped uploading,
Yeah.
like a while ago, I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
I like lost everything, and I can't get that monetization up. But for YouTube, when I did YouTube, I was making a couple cents. making a
Nice.
couple
That's
cents.
that's
well,
where it is.
actually, you
That's
should
where it
tell the
is.
story about. So Tony would go on like live with his
Yeah.
best friend back at home, and
Yeah.
you know how like I don't know. You explain it. Like, thank you for the roses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a trend. You guys probably
The
know.
AI.
The AI.
Yes.
Yeah.
The AI, and I'm seeing people making millions.
It's insane, yeah.
millions. And me and my friend, this was this summer. We weren't doing anything, and we're like, let's go and let's go and be NPCs on TikTok Live. And I have enough followers to go live. Some people can't go live if you have like under 10,000.
Okay. Yeah.
I can go live. Me and him just like we're in our car. We have our like sunglasses on, and we're just sitting there in front of the camera, and we're like, people. There's like a gifting system. They can gift a rose, they can gift a dog, they can gift a corn, hamburger, hot dog, anything, and they would gift it. And then we look at the screen with our shades on, and we go, "Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the roses." And everyone was doing that, and we were making money too, though.
Like
so-
how much like lowball me an amount that you made doing that?
over the summer,
Yeah.
200, 300 bucks.
That's
Yeah.
insane. How many hours did you spend doing it?
It's a process. We were doing it maybe 2-3 hours. One live would be like a 2-3 hour like session,
Yeah.
and we were doing that maybe 2 or 3 times a day.
That's what a day.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
happens if you break character? What do you do?
They laugh. I like the viewers. They can't like say anything. They just
Well-
like comment some. They'll be like,
As far as the NPC TikTok live things, that's pretty tame. The stuff I've seen for TikTok live is like you wouldn't catch me dead doing the stuff that they're doing.
People are crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
People are like,
Actually, there's a Cody Co video that Tony and I watched the other
yeah,
day.
with Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it is so funny.
fight night.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the
I can't see
lightning.
myself doing.
Yeah.
I can't see myself doing that. Like it's too cringy. It's
No,
like,
that's what I was saying. Like, so when you said NPC, I was like, oh no, Tony, don't.
no, don't get
Don't
into
tell
that
me.
kind of thing.
I was like,
Actually,
don't tell me.
One of our friends, Baba, like we mentioned earlier, she actually ended up going on one of his lives and she screen recorded it and sent it in our group chat. We have a group chat with me, Tony, Uki, and
bad.
Baba, and it's called Tuca
bad.
Alejandra. And so she sent it in the group chat, and I was watching it. It was so funny.
You can't be doing that. You can't be going on group chats and sending that kind of. It's the hustle. You got to respect the hustle.
The hustle.
You can't be going on people's group chat, and that's vulnerable.
Oh,
like
it
you
was
can't be doing that.
hilarious.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
What the heck?
my buddy and I were just like, we're not doing anything this summer. Like, let's just do it. Let's just do it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hey, take
so
advantage if you have 10,000 followers on Instagram
Oh, for
or on
sure.
Yeah.
TikTok. Go ahead and do it, dude.
Oh, but I'm so bummed. I'm so bummed I don't really like make any more TikToks. I'm so bummed.
I'm
about
serious.
that.
Well, and with the TikTok thing, I had heard something along the lines that you can make $1 per 1,000 views
Yes.
ever.
Yeah.
And so like, what people are doing is they're just posting movie clips, and you just need like
Yeah.
one, and you get 1 million views, and you just made like $100.
And then they
have,
have like some stupid game, but not
yeah, on the bottom. I'm not even
Yeah,
kidding.
like
Like
what I'm
Subway
talking about.
Surfers,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
that's why it's blowing up so much, because like that takes no effort. You just
Right.
clip an entire movie, and you have 400 TikToks.
Mm-hmm.
And if you post 400 TikToks of anything on TikTok, you will get views.
Something. You will get
Like
something.
will get something,
there's
yeah.
no shot that you don't, because they just want you to post stuff.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
like I'm telling you, it's a good money making.
And tell me you guys like either like watch a movie clip and then it goes and then it's like gets to the best part
And
and
then
it goes
it-
part 2.
yeah.
You're gonna have to go with swipe it until
Literally,
you
I was
find
in
it.
the Student Innovation Center waiting for you guys. I didn't know you guys were waiting for me.
Oh,
but I was
no.
up there watching a movie clip, and I literally swiped to the side and went and found it, and then watched the second part.
Oh, I hate
like I
that.
just
hate
did that.
Like
I
just
did
show
that.
me it. Just
I
like,
know,
show me
it's,
it,
it's
please.
crazy, dude. The whole media landscape, and you're on it, dude. I mean, you're doing
God.
TikTok. You have so you're doing something right with 90,000
Something,
followers,
something. I
which
hope.
is again crazy. I mean, that would be like every person that you have ever walked by, ever
Here.
in school
Yeah.
knows who you are and has seen your TikToks.
That'd be scary.
Like actually knows you by name, and it's like, dude, you're Tony Man. Like
Yeah.
you're literally Tony Man. Like
that's
every single person.
That's something scary too. Like we like imagine you wouldn't have like scary like having so much like fame like that. Like imagine everyone I as you was just like never like kind of leave you alone like that.
I know, like every faculty, every staff, every person, probably every car driving on campus
yeah.
knows you, and it's like, that's Tony Man. Like I mean, that's crazy. That is a crazy amount of people.
Oh my
We were just
God.
talking about that. I was talking about that with another TikTok person who is nowhere near you. I don't know how many he has now. I think maybe 30K or something. But he
Oh.
was talking, and I was just saying he has some videos that have 3 million. And it's like, that's as if every person in Iowa
Yeah.
saw your video.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
could never see another person in Iowa again and they not know who you are. Like, that's crazy. It's a crazy
It's
amount of
scary.
people.
I honestly
Yeah.
don't think I'd want to be famous like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been-
It comes with a lot of like benefits obviously, but then like you never get like a private life then.
exactly.
You never like get your
exactly.
alone time like that. Like never.
And personally, I don't think I could take criticism.
Yeah,
Private
that's the
criticism like
hardest
that.
part.
Mm-mm.
That's
That's a
getting
lot of-
haters.
yeah.
and
Getting
stuff.
haters,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's hard.
Yeah, I'm very sensitive.
People hating you.
Tony, you get a lot of haters. You get any haters?
No.
Oh, good,
No.
good.
I don't know. I get some haters in BWR though.
BWR, who,
I,
Deanne?
I keep finding myself singing on the 4th floor, and just people are just like, "Hey, no more."
Oh,
hey.
I have
and
to
you
tell him all the
shut up,
time.
Tony.
I'm like, hey, let's not sing.
Yeah.
Let's not sing in my home.
Let's not do that right
Let's
now.
not sing.
I kind of understand that you would never catch me saying something about it, but I'd be like, oh, okay, who's the guy?
It's enough.
Who's-
Like
who's the
Armando's
guy
like, it's 6
singing?
in the morning, man. Come on.
Yeah, let's
Like, no,
let's
no.
chill. Let's
Yeah.
chill. Whoever the opera singer. Hey, I mean, you got a beautiful voice, sir.
Thank
Heard you do that opera impression
Oh,
earlier.
yeah.
So, yeah,
Oh.
there you go. The vibrato. I mean,
Vibrato.
the bat impersonations were great, but
Oh, man.
it's been an hour and 13. I don't know if that shocks you guys, but it shocks
my
me every
Lord.
time.
Oh my
Shocks me
Lord.
every time. Is there any last things you guys wanted to talk about, or
I just want to thank you guys both.
I wanna-
Again,
yeah?
I'm so honored to be here. I'm so honored to like this is my first time doing a pod. I like as well. I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
first time, and it's something I want to do again, and I want to experience again. And it's some because podcasts are coming up a lot right
Yeah.
now. It's trending. I see
They
lots
are
of
trending.
podcasts.
They are trending a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is the way to go, I want to be like on everything, man.
Dude, that's it. This is
Keep
your
it up.
next. This is your next media journey. Is there any last plugging that you guys want to do? Like any people you want to shout out, any groups you want to shout out, your Instagrams or your your TikTok or your YouTube and stuff like that.
If you guys do want to go subscribe to me on the TikTok, it's I think it's just Tony Man 56. I think that's it.
Yeah.
And I better be seeing you. I better be seeing you people on the streets.
Wow.
If you guys see Tony, say hi, Tony.
Don't tickle me on the oblique part.
No, don't take it because he's gonna fart. And
you can
we
smell
don't-
my swamp
and
ass. That's all right.
yeah, he will see his underwear.
Oh my
Ella,
goodness.
anything you wanna plug?
No, again, thank you to both of you guys.
No.
You're obviously a great podcast host. You're a great person to be.
I want to
on a
see you
podcast with.
thrive. I want to see you thrive like real Elijah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No,
That's all-
seriously, yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
see you guys thrive. You guys are the best.
Thank you. Thank
It
you.
was awesome having you guys on.
Yeah. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. God bless you both. God
Yeah,
bless
yeah.
you
God
both.
bless you both.
God bless
as
you
well.
both.